Hey guys, and welcome to my stimulus package update and stimulus check update. Wow, I haven't said those words in so long. I want you guys to know that I missed you more than you missed me, and I'm happy I'm back here for you with another video just to give you my perspective on everything that's been going on.
The Democrats make a quote global offer on government funding the government shutdown, which is bill which they're going to have to pass before the 11th, which is Friday. Ukraine and COVID-19 aid. So they're going to have a government shutdown here by Friday if they can't, what they call it, walk and chew gum at the same time, because we're going to have to deal with, what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, and also get a government funding bill done, because there's a lot going on here right now. You can see here, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York, on Monday said that Democrats had made a global offer as Congress tries to wrap up the government funding negotiations by the Friday night deadline. He says, quote, Democrats have made a reasonable global offer to Republicans, and it is my hope that we will reach an agreement very soon so that we can meet the March 11th government funding deadline, he wrote in a Dear Colleague letter. In addition to government funding, the massive bill is expected to include billions of dollars in new military and humanitarian assistance to address Russia's invasion of Ukraine. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, in a letter to her caucus over the weekend, said the administration had requested $10 billion in Ukraine, and the Congress intends to enact this emergency funding this weekend as part of our omnibus government funding legislation. The White House also requested $22.5 billion for virus relief. The Republicans had balked at that number, arguing that there needs to be an accounting of how the previous virus money was spent. Quote, we have been working on a bipartisan, bicameral basis through the weekend to finish work on an omnibus package that includes robust assistance to the people and the government of Ukraine and additional funds to ensure our country is prepared if and when the next virus variant strikes, Schumer wrote in a letter. Congress has to get a deal done by the end of Friday, and in order to meet the Friday deadline, the Senate will also need a deal with all 100 members in order to speed up passage of the spending bill. There's a group of conservatives, Republicans, demanding a vote on defunding Biden's vaccine mandates in exchange for speeding up any government funding legislation. The group made similar demands on previous stopgap bills passed by Congress and were able to get amendment votes, which failed. Republican Senator Mike Lee from Utah says, quote, we're writing to let you know that we will once again not consent to a time agreement that eases passage of a continuing resolution or omnibus that funds these mandates. And if negotiators aren't quickly able to reach an agreement, they could need to use another continuing resolution to buy themselves more time. We'd have to make great strides between now and Monday or Tuesday at the latest to be able to do this. Leave it up to Congress to literally wait until the last minute. But in this case, they have been very busy with the whole Russia-Ukraine thing and rising gas and oil prices and figuring out how to navigate through this, and also figuring out if we're going to not buy Russian oil. It's not just a simple, let's not buy Russian oil, because if they do that, we have a complicated solution on our hands, because there's a lot of Republicans and Democrats saying let's not do that. A lot of Republicans, even Democrats, Nancy Pelosi saying let's not do this. Biden's a little unsure because he knows he's going to get a lot of pushback. A lot of people are going to, quote, blame Biden like they're already doing for the high gas prices, right? So what's going to happen here is if and when they make the decision to not buy Russian oil, even though it's only 5 to 8% of our oil, it's going to send gas prices up even higher, even though they're literally rising by the day. already. Because remember, oil is traded on a global platform. You look at the price of oil worldwide, you can see this headline here from the Wall Street Journal. Oil tops $130 a barrel as Russian attacks escalate. Buyers are bidding up prompt crude deliveries to replace Russian barrels. Oil is traded on a global basis. So this is affecting the whole world. It's not even just a Biden or a Trump thing or a Democrat or a Republican thing. This is affecting the whole world. Countries everywhere. Canada, Australia, the European Union, Russia. I mean, this is affecting Ukraine. I mean, everyone, right? And really, it's not even just the price of oil, just the price of gas. I mean, think about what's going on actually with the people of Ukraine, and inflation, and the price of everything else, the price of groceries, the price of goods, the price of everything you buy in the store. With the price of oil hovering between $125 and $130 a barrel, it's a complicated situation. And the price of oil is just it's a complicated matter. The thing is that Russia makes millions and millions and millions of barrels of oil, and if the U.S. doesn't want to buy it, and if the European Union doesn't want to buy it, if all the NATO countries don't want to buy it, that's going to make less supply for all these countries. There has to be more oil that comes from somewhere. And then you also kind of got to think of long term. I mean, think about 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Are we eventually going to run out of oil at some point? There's just a whole kind of renewable energy thing. I mean, or some point down the line, right? Especially when you think about a whole country the size of Russia, about how large Russia is, right? It's a massive, massive country. And then think about a large chunk of the world doesn't want to buy oil from them anymore because you have Putin, who you can't trust the word he says, and he's threatening nuclear war against the world. So it's just like, who wants to buy anything? Who wants to do any business with that guy, right? So this is kind of like the problem here with doing any business with Russia, right? But meanwhile, Americans are going to pay a price at the pump and inflation. And long term, we're going to have to figure out how to bring the price of gas down here in the U.S. and globally. We're going to have to drill, baby, drill here in the U.S. That's going to take time. Setting up new oil refineries and new drilling here in the U.S. and, setting up all sorts of buying oil from other countries, setting up new drilling here in the U.S. That stuff takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight. The price of oil can go up overnight. So it's a complicated solution. And hopefully we'll get more support from our government, maybe in the form of stimulus checks, anti-inflation checks, whatever they want to call them here.
Alright guys, this is all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really missed you. Hopefully I'll see you here again very, very soon. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on everything we talked about here in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you all. Please hit the like button on the video, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notifications bell to be notified whenever I publish new videos for you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.